Hi everyone, it's me Terry of the Yarn Joy podcast. Welcome back to another tutorial. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to tie a magic knot. I like to use magic knots when I am changing color in my project, or if I want it like at the beginning of a round or row and I'm changing color, or you can even use it if you're just in the middle of a row somewhere and you run out of yarn and you need to tie on a new color or just another skein of the same color. I think it helps a lot to use a magic knot because you don't have ends to weave in where that knot is. You just work over the knot. Now, some people the idea of using this knot and not having the ends to weave in, some people may be kind of nervous about that, thinking that the knot would get untied. And so I'm not going to 100% guarantee that it's not going to, but I have never had a magic knot to untie. So really, I think I am very confident in using magic knots with my work, but of course it is up to you whether or not you want to use a magic knot or not. But like I said, I have never had one untie in any of my work. Okay, so let's get started with this tutorial. So I picked two yarn colors to use in today's demonstration or tutorial. Two different colors, so that way it would be easy for you to see what I'm doing, hopefully. Okay, so I set up the yarns where they are coming from opposite directions. See that? Right next to each other, parallel. Okay, and the way I like to do it, now you could start with either yarn tail, but I always tend to start with the one that is closest to me. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and let me go ahead and zoom you up a little bit to see if maybe that would help. Get that lint out of the way. So to see if that would help for you to see it better. Okay, so I'm going to take this yarn tail and I'm going to put it underneath that one, just like that, okay? Now I'm going to take it and I'm going to come back across, going over that yellow one and over the pink one, just like that, see? And I made a loop, okay? And then I'm going to take that yarn, popped back. Let me give myself more yarn tail so then my loop will be bigger. Okay, so there you go. Okay, now I'm going to take that yarn tail and I'm going to tuck it under and into that loop, just like you're tying your shoes when you do the overhand knot when you first tie your shoes. Okay, and so I'm going to tuck it under just like that. Pull it through. See, now it looks like the way you tie your shoes, right? Looks like a pretzel with the other color just going through the hole. Okay, so now I'm going to pull that knot tight, and I want to pull it really snug, okay? Okay, so half of the magic knot is done. Now I'm going to take the other end, and I'm going to do the same thing, but this one I'm going to come toward, the yellow one I'm going to come toward the white. I'm going to go underneath, just like I did the other one, underneath. And now I'm going to go over the top of both the pink and the yellow so then I can make another loop, okay? So I'm going to go over the top of both of those, just like that. And then I'm going to go under and I'm going to go into that loop that I made, okay? So I'll get my fingers out of the way so you can see. Okay, see that? It made another one of those overhand knots just like you're tying your shoes. And then I tighten it really hard. I'm only holding on to the yellow strand, the yellow yarn, okay? Okay, so there is the two knots right there next to each other. Okay, so here comes the fun part. You take hold of each of the working ends, not the short tails, okay, one of each color, and I'm going to start pulling them together. Not together. I'm going to pull in opposite directions, which will pull the knots together. Okay, so watch this. Well, got to get a better hold on. Okay, ready? Pulling them together. Well, it did it really fast. But anyway, it pulled the two knots together. And now I'm going to tug on it really tight to tighten them up, okay? And so the next thing that you do is you take a pair of scissors or snips or whatever you want to do to cut the yarn, and you're going to cut the tail real close to the knot without cutting the other yarn, the working end, okay? And then I'm going to do that to the other tail. I'm going to get the two working ends, get them out of the way, and I'm going to snip off that tail, okay? And like I said, you can snip it really close. I've got some dull scissors here. Just don't cut the knot. Yeah, the knot, okay? And now you have a knot of the two yarns together. You can pull on it again. But like I said, I have never had the knot untie at all. Okay, so now I'm going to cut this out, and I'm going to do it one more time, okay? I'm just going to cut the knot off. Okay. So let's do it one more time. Okay, so I lay one coming from one direction and one coming from the other direction, okay? And then I'm going to take the pink one and I'm going to go underneath the yellow one, okay? Like that. And then I'm going to go over the top of both of them, and I'm going to make a loop. See how I made that loop? And then I'm going to go underneath that pink one and tuck it through the loop, just like I'm tying my shoe, okay? And now I'm going to pull it tight, just like I'm tying my shoe, okay? So there is one half my knot already done. Okay, now I'm going to go to the other end, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go, now I'm going to go, the yellow one, I'm going to go under the pink, okay? And then I'm going to go over both the yellow and the pink, because now I want to make a loop with the yellow, okay? And I'm just ignoring the pink, okay? I'm just making a loop. And then I'm going to go underneath the loop, just like I'm tying my shoe, like that, okay? See that? And then I'm going to pull it tight, pulling on the yellow ends, okay? Now I'm going to take both ends, one of each color, and I'm going to pull those knots together. I'm trying to do it slow so you can see. Yeah, see, they're traveling together. There you go. Okay, now they're together, and I'm going to pull really tight. Okay, and now I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm going to cut off the little tails. Let's see, I'm going to hold them between my fingers like that so I can get a better cut. There, okay? And then I'm going to get the other tail, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut that off. Just don't cut the knot. But you can cut really close to the knot. Okay? And there is my magic knot. And then I can, if my whatever I'm working on is on one side, on this side or whatever, I can just continue working, and I'll just work over that knot and continue making my stitches, okay? So there is a magic knot. Now, when I first learned, was teaching myself, teaching myself or following tutorials, when I was first learning how to do the magic knot, it took me a long time to learn it. Same thing when I was learning how to make a magic circle. I just kept watching the tutorial, whichever tutorial I was using for me to learn how to do it. I just kept watching it several times until I finally got the hang of it. And I finally figured out how to do it. And now it's like muscle memory. I don't have to look at a tutorial to learn how to do it now. So feel free to do this as many times as you need to and learn it really well, because in the next tutorial we're going to use the magic knot, and I want to show you I'll give you some tips in making granny squares and having multicolored granny squares, changing colors, and not have a whole bunch of ends to weave in, which is always a good thing to know, I think. Time saver. So thanks for watching today's tutorial, and I will meet you up in the next tutorial. Have a nice day. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.